Dr. Will, just doing a real quick video on stay sober, stay thin, or stay slim, and stay sane during the Super Bowl. So a lot of people don't realize that in the US, in America, that the Super Bowl is the second biggest drinking holiday in America, right? If anyone wants to guess what the first one is, you could post it below, but it's the second biggest. It's one of the top for eating, especially junk food, snack foods, things like that. You know, we know for things like, you know, Thanksgiving and Christmas and Easter, it's real big with eating, but those are generally like the big meals, you know, the turkey and the ham and all that. But Super Bowl is the snack, the dips, the chip, the pizza, you know, it goes on, nachos, all this other stuff. And so, you know, when I used to run rehab centers, alcohol and drug rehab centers, we talk about the Super Bowl being a slippery slope that you got to be aware of, right? Holidays are slippery slopes. But I used to tell a lot of people, especially people that go to the Super Bowl parties, that it's a danger zone, right? Because people that don't normally drink a lot, right? And the Super Bowl parties start early. And I know this year, supposedly there's no Super Bowl parties. There's going to be more restrained. But the people that go to the Super Bowl parties will probably still have Super Bowl parties or find Super Bowl parties. It's just the way it is, you know. And those that don't will be the ones acting like it's not going to go on. And for many people, it's a highlight, getting with friends, not so much relatives necessarily, but friends, and having a Super Bowl party, watching the game, you know, the food, the drink, it's a good time. It could be a good time. So we used to put out little blasts about ways to stay sane and sober during the Super Bowl. And I started thinking about that when I've noticed on Facebook and other places, a lot of people have put out, you know, these things about they're on a 100-day alcohol challenge. Start with first year, they're going to do a 100-day alcohol challenge. And they're finding out how good it feels. And so I posted on a couple of people. I said, well, you're coming up on a big day, the Super Bowl, right? If you're a fan and you go to parties, again, people that don't normally drink a lot, maybe drink more. They'll offer more. And they're trying to be social. Hey, we want a beer? No. Oh, we have wine. Oh, we have mixed drinks. Oh, we have this. Are you sure you don't want anything, right? Because for the general population, a lot of people don't think about the fact that it could be a problem for other people, you know, or they just don't understand, how do you not want a beer on a Super Bowl Sunday, you know, and all this other stuff, right? Whether you're a football fan, want to watch a game, whether you want to watch the commercials, whether you want to watch the halftime show, right? It's American capitalism at its best. But, you know, and how many of the commercials on the Super Bowl are beer, right? Or junk food, you know, some cars, but beer and junk food, right? Why? That's what people are doing. So anyway, one of the ways is to, first and foremost, I used to always say, and I'm going to start this thing again, is be aware. Be aware. Whenever you're going into a situation, be aware. And I don't want to say plan for the worst case scenario, but know this is what's going to happen. If you're going to a birthday party and the people there drink and party and you're going, could be a family, could be friends, could be work, just know it so you're aware. And some of the things is always bring your own drink, you know, bring your own, and maybe pick something out of the ordinary. I used to always bring Diet Dr. Pepper. I tell people because I like that, right? So it's easy, so it's different. So I could see it wherever it was, right? And maybe they didn't have it there, so it gave me an excuse, right? So if it's alcohol in that, just be aware of it, right? I'd never have punch. Of course, half the time I go to sober Super Bowl parties, but that's a different story. But if I was going somewhere, it's like when I'd go to cast parties and things like that, I would never have the punch, right? Because this has happened. I was at a party, it was a cast party, and there was punch there. It was around the holidays. I think it was a Christmas show. And so everybody's having it. And they go, oh, you got to try the punch. I go, is there any alcohol in it? No. And the other person corrected him, go, well, it's got some wine in it. And the guy went, well, that's not really alcohol. That's how people think. And there wasn't much in it, but there was some. Now that's on me to be aware of it, to ask, right? And then to err on the side of caution, right? And not do it. When I help people with weight issues, I would say, you know, be prepared before you go to the Super Bowl party where there's all those tempting snacks and desserts and everything we put out at a Super Bowl party, right? to maybe eat a little something before you go, kind of like the old, Jewish mother, Catholic mother say, eat something, before, but it makes sense, because if you go there full, it's a lot easier to say no thank you if you're not hungry, right? If you're hungry, you'll go, maybe I'll have just a little, and then you're off to the races, right? And the other thing I tell both people, the stay slim or stay sober, is don't hang around the bar if they were, or where the alcohol is being served, right? Or if you're a smoker, since marijuana is legal in most places, right? Don't go outside with the people toking, right? In fact, a side note, I always tell this people that stop smoking cigarettes, and this just happened at the last Super Bowl party I was at. A couple of people were quitting. Well, the people running the party didn't allow smoking in their house, so a lot of people were going outside on the patio. They got it, we live in Florida, and they were smoking. So one guy goes, I'm going to go out, and I looked at him. I say, well, if you light up a cigarette, please don't say you weren't aware of it, right? Why don't you stay in here? There's just as many people in here not smoking as those few people out there smoking. So it's the same with the alcohol and or the food. Don't constantly go up to the snack table. Don't constantly do those things. It sounds silly, but if you, sometimes, if you avoid it, it works better, right? So don't be there where the alcohol is being served and the snack tray. Get what you need and get out of there, or don't do it at all. And it works, right? Because, as Jimmy Carter says, don't lead me into temptation. I can find, no, it was Bill Clinton. Don't lead me into temptation. I can find it myself. So if you avoid it, sometimes out of sight, out of mind, right? And so, and those of us in recovery, I've noticed sometimes we have Super Bowl parties, and we have, where alcohol's not an issue. Food's everywhere, but, so there's those things. So number one is be aware. Number two is begin to get that core level belief that you can say no thank you to others and to yourself, right? Because are you sure? Oh, Betty made this just for, like, not you, but Betty made this special. You really got to taste it. No, I don't. No, I don't, And I always say, like, for the food side, start thinking like you're allergic to it. If you're like my wife is allergic to shellfish, right? I don't care if somebody said, but somebody made this shrimp scampi thing special. You got to taste it. She'd go, no, I don't think so, because I don't want to have a histamine attack and end up having to take Benadryl and pass out for 7 hours, right? And of course, those of us in recovery from alcohol know that, like, you got to taste it. No, I don't, right? Because it's poison to my system. So if you walk in there thinking the alcohol, or if it's sweet, snack foods, junk foods, whatever you're working on, if you walk in there thinking it's poison to your system and you're aware of that, it's much, much easier. I just wanted to put that out there. I'm going to put up other tips and techniques over the years about, this. I'm really starting to relaunch the addiction stuff because alcohol deaths in the United States, Canada, the United Kingdom, those are the ones I read their statistics, are through the roof, And yes, and I'll just say it, and they may be listing it as COVID, right? But if they also, if they really do the research, person was drinking alcoholically and their liver blew out, right? They may have been exposed to the virus. I'm not saying the virus isn't real. I'm just saying they can jury rig numbers however they want. But alcohol abuse is up across the United States, Canada, the United Kingdom, and Europe. Hard liquor sales are up 40-something%, beer and wine, about the same number. Of course, in America and places where marijuana is legal, sales are through the roof. I mean, look at the stock prices of the marijuana companies. It's crazy, right? So just be aware of it. So I'm really focusing on the addiction again, because people have become cognizant of it, especially as it looks like we're going to start opening up. So people may be drinking a little bit too much because they can. They're at home. They're working from home. Everything's at home. As things open up, they may have to go back to work. They may be going out and about. But if you've developed the problem, I'm not saying you're a substance dependent or you're an alcoholic or an addict, but you may have developed what they call substance dependent. It's become just a second nature part of you. In fact, I was just working with somebody that realized they were drinking a little too much because about 3, 4 in the afternoon, they were working online. They would take their coffee cup, right? And they would fill it with wine, right? And he goes, if I was on a call, nobody knew as long as he didn't get sloppy drunk. That's not wine, it's a latte kind of thing. And so he goes, I don't want this to continue. I need to nip it in the bud, because he had been around alcoholics and addicts. So anyway, I just wanted to put that out there. If you have any questions, anything, post it below. This will be on Facebook, this will be on YouTube. And again, stay safe, stay sober, stay slim, stay sane during the Super Bowl party, right? The other thing, if you want to stay sane, wherever you get, if you are blessed to go to a Super Bowl party, leave politics in the car. I have a lot of friends that are on the political opposite spectrum than I am, but we've learned, don't mention it, don't talk about it. We can talk about all kinds of things. We can hang out, we can do that, right? I don't really need to know how you vote. So anyway, have a great day. If you have any questions, post it below. My question is, if the Super Bowl is the largest drinking holiday in the United States and somewhat Canada, because that they're the cool apartment living above the meth lab right now. What is the biggest drinking holiday in the United States, right? Just take a guess. It's always fun because it's a little bit different. When I found that out, it made sense to me, but I went, really? So anyway, I hope to see you as we explore the road to happy destiny. Leave any kind of comment below, and I'll talk to you soon.